If you think back over the past 11 years that you've been with us, what are the common questions that come up?
There's two ways of answering that in a sense. There's a lot of specific questions that come up in patterns, but in a sense underlying them there are far fewer questions that keep turning up. For example, a basic common question is, am I normal? Am I okay? Now, it may turn up as a question about sexuality or marriage or school children or problems, but essentially the question is about, is this okay? Am I doing it right? Am I the way I'm supposed to be? And what impressed me about that, whichever wrapping it has about, we're talking about the relationship, we're talking about the problems at school, is how many people, there's nothing wrong with what they are or what they're doing, there's something wrong with how they feel about who they are or what they're doing. The sense that they feel they're not right, they're not. The common question I find turns up at least 2 or 3 times a week is, am I overreacting? And people talk about some terrible events in their life which are upsetting them, and they seem to be worried that being upset by it is somehow wrong, as if they're supposed to just accept some terrible things as if that's how life is supposed to be, rather than feeling that they can and should change that for the better.
So a lot of affirmation of am I allowed to have these feelings, but also to perhaps get permission to feel, to react in a certain way.
And then you think back, does that suggest that in many people's lives they grew up feeling that you needed permission to feel stuff? That you weren't allowed to get angry when someone was really being very annoying. You weren't allowed to get sad when someone was really messing up your life. Does someone have to say, yeah, you can be sad about that? So think of how alien that is, that your own feelings feel like maybe you're not supposed to have those, when in fact, unreasonable people never ask me if they're being unreasonable. That's what's so damn unreasonable about them. Unreasonable people think that perfectly, the Gaddafis and the Lamas and others of this world think they're fine. It's everybody else who has problems about it. It's the ordinary, essentially normal people who worry that maybe they're overreacting to life, that they shouldn't be disliking this or upset by that. And of course they shouldn't. But they shouldn't be just sitting there feeling bad. They should be looking at how they can put it right, how they can improve those situations.